There's something so magical about
Brunch?
brunch. Hey everyone, Dana and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
I love brunch. It is probably one of my favorite meals out of any of them. And I am so excited to be incorporating some brunch places into our dining reviews. And today we are headed to Disney Springs to Chef Art Smith's.
I've been looking forward to eating brunch here again for quite some time. We've done it multiple times in the past, but it is really hard to get a brunch reservation here if you're not coming down for an extended vacation and booking right at 60 days out before checking into your Disney Resort hotel. It is tough. I found the brunch for today, Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day out there. We are going to Chef Art Smith's for brunch. There was a ton of reservations when I looked, and I don't know if that was because I looked like right when they opened them and they just didn't open them right at 60 days out, or maybe if nobody knew that they were doing a brunch because it is a Monday. And so they're doing a brunch for Memorial Day. I believe they have done it in years past, at least last year I think they did it. But yeah, there was a ton of reservations. We were able to get a reservation for 6. We're going with our friends. The kids are coming, and man, this menu looks good.
I don't even know what I'm gonna get because I'm like torn between so many different things. First, there are lots of really yummy beverages here. I mean, Chef Art Smith's does a fantastic job at drinks. I love that moonshine mash. It's a little early though to get started, especially whenever we have to work the rest of the day. So I'm not sure that that's gonna happen quite today. However, there are some starters with biscuits and gravy, donuts, fried green tomatoes, and the church lady deviled eggs. But then, oh my goodness, we've got Southern poutine, which I'm eyeing. We've got a hush puppy Benedict, which I've had before and is delicious. There's fried egg and avocado toast, a key lime berry parfait, an ultimate breakfast sandwich, fried chicken, and donuts. I mean, I don't know.
Normally brunch here is just on Saturdays and Sundays. It is usually on every Saturday and Sunday, but it stops when? 2?
I think 2.
I think 2 p.m. it stops. So make sure if you want brunch, the brunch menu, make sure you get it, again, as early as you possibly can, and then just keep checking. Some tips for getting hard to get restaurant reservations at Disney Springs would be to use OpenTable, but Chef Art Smith doesn't put their reservations on OpenTable. So really you have to go through the Disney website to book reservations. Boathouse Brunch, on the other hand, you can get through OpenTable, so that is a fallback option. I've also heard that a lot of people get success with just walking up and putting your name on the list at Chef Art Smith, so if you can't get a reservation, that is an option as well.
Anyway, I'm hungry.
Okay, so we are almost late. We are going to have a fabulous meal. Come along with us. We're going to show you everything that we get. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do this. All right, we have arrived. We got 2 different appetizers. We've got the Hush Puppies and the Drop Biscuits with gravy. I'm excited about this. The waiter, who is fantastic, recommended to cut the Hush Puppy in half and put the jam on one side and the pimento cheese on the other and make a little sandwich out of it. So let's see how this goes. Perfectly fried. Those are fantastic.
All right, so we also got the biscuits and gravy, which biscuits and gravy are one of my all-time favorite meals, pieces of food, whatever you want to say. This is the cheddar biscuits. Real good.
All right, So just to explain how we order, when all four of us come, we order different things. So we got a lot of various things. I wanted to get the Hush Puppies and the Cheddar Drop Biscuits because I was going just a little bit healthier. I got the Key Lime Berry Parfait and the grits, but I went ahead and added cheddar cheese on my grits. Leslie got the avocado toast, which looks fantastic over there. And then the kids, true to form, they got the fried chicken stuff. So I'm definitely going to try the fried chicken. But Jenny's got the fried chicken and donuts, which is probably one of the best things you get on the menu. If you don't, or if you've never tried the fried chicken here, get something that has it in there, or bring somebody to brunch that has the appetite for the fried chicken, because it is phenomenal. You have to try that. And then Aiden got the Hush Puppy Benedict. So we are going to check all of these out.
This is one of the most impressive avocado toasts that I've ever seen. It has fried eggs on top of it. It's got arugula and pickled onions and radishes. It looks real tasty. I went ahead and prepped a bite. The bread is like just crispy enough, but not like so much so that it like, you know, sometimes whenever you get avocado toast, they over toast it. And so then it kind of hurts your mouth whenever you're chewing it because it's like so crispy. It's perfect. The like arugula and the pickled onions and everything adds like a nice little flavor to it. That's very, very tasty. Let me try these grits. Those are like true southern grits. They are like perfectly gritty, creamy, perfectly flavored. I added a little pepper, but I waited on the salt because I wanted to see how they did it. And I love it when you don't have to add salt at the table. Like everything's already just seasoned so well.
What I got was the Hush Puppy Benedict. It comes with 2 sunny side up eggs on top with fried chicken, with a layer of ham under that, and then the Hush Puppy cakes under that. All of it is amazing. It is so hard to get everything into one bite, but if you do, it's delicious. And yeah.
I'm just gonna start from the left and then go to the right. Fries, they're seasoned pretty well. They are the kind of fries that you don't even need like sauces for. And then the chicken, where do I get started? The creamy middle, the crunchy skin, it's all so good. The only complaint I would ever have about the chicken is that there's a bit of skin that's a bit hard to like bite through, but everything else is really good. The donuts, they're kind of like Krispy Kreme donuts, but they give you syrup that just brings it all together.
All right, so before I try the Key Lime Berry Parfait, I have to try the fried chicken that Jennings got because it is so good here. They just do it so well. He's so right. The crispiness of that skin, the juiciness of this white meat chicken. It is remarkable how good this fried chicken is. Do not sleep on the fried chicken when you come to Chef Art Smith's. I'm gonna start with my side dish, which is the grits, just like Leslie got, except I added cheddar cheese to the top of mine. So we're gonna see what the cheesy grits are like. I do like the fact that these grits, they're thicker, like heartier grits than like your normal instant grits that you would get in the box. And then the key lime berry parfait. It is layered key lime curd with vanilla yogurt, berries obviously, and then a homemade granola in there. It's so good. It's like key lime pie for breakfast. Anytime I can have key lime pie, I love key lime pie, and it's like eating it for breakfast. So good. And the blueberries pair really nicely with it.
All right, we are going to devour this and finish this up at home.
All right, we are back.
All right, before we get into our review, if you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
There's something so magical about
Brunch?
brunch, breakfast, and lunch, and you mash them together. It is the most beautiful creation ever made.
Yeah, it's better than dinner.
Breakfast, there's so many good things about breakfast, and you can take all of the best stuff about breakfast and all the best stuff about lunch and then put them together, mix and match, especially at Chef Art Smith's where you have two menus. You have the regular lunch menu and the brunch menu, and you can mix and match. You can order appetizers off one and entrees off the other and drinks off one, and like even if you get an entree off the brunch menu, you can get the sides off of the lunch menu. It's just so fabulous. But should we just get into it?
We should. All right, so let's start with ambiance and theming. Now, this, like, the theming here is so great. Like, you feel like you are in just like a southern, to me, it feels like if I was like going to someplace on the bayou.
It's very southern. It's also very
loud. So we rated this a 4. It's, we asked to actually sit inside because it is quite hot here in Orlando right now. And so we weren't sure how we would feel about sitting outside. So we sat inside, and what we like about it is that you're not just right up next to all other tables. We were a little elevated and there were tables next to us, but they had like a nice, for lack of a better term, like grate, but it was like a barrier, right? So you weren't just like chatting with the people down below. The music was pretty loud too, so it was kind of hard just to even talk.
Yeah, we had a table of 6, so you could talk to the people, or like the 3 people in front of and next to you, but to talk to 2 people over, or like Jennings was across and 3 people down, it was a little loud.
We're
for
like,
that.
what?
So I think I really love the theming. The ambiance is okay. Definitely could be better, but again, it's a super popular restaurant, and for brunch, like every table in there was full. So
yeah,
4.
All right, service. So our waiter was really quite good. We had been to Chef Art Smith's, our friends had not, so he went into the backstory of how Art Smith was Oprah's chef and all of this. So I mean, he really, and his suggestions were spot on the menus. Like, he just did a really good job.
He did a really good job. He asked for discounts when the check came. He was pretty on top of it. I could have had maybe just one more cup of coffee, but man, other than that, like he was pretty on top of it. He was definitely above average, just almost right there at that 5 level.
I never like to have to ask for like, hey, can you give me more coffee, or hey, can you give me more water? Like, I feel like those should just be like natural things that happen.
Yeah, we had to ask for another cup of coffee, and honestly, like I said, I could have had one more half cup, but other than that, fantastic. We gave him a 4.5. Okay, drinks. Full disclosure, it's Memorial Day, but we still have work to do. There are no days off in this travel agency, so we still have work to do. We're obviously doing content. I'm going to run. You're going to walk this afternoon. We're gonna do some exercise. So we just can't, like, it is like anytime we have a drink at brunch, it's like we're toast for the next few hours. And so we feel kind of groggy. Anyway, so we didn't. But the guys that we went with had a couple of beverages. So we got their reaction from their drinks, and we've had drinks here in the past. Mm-hmm. First off, we know for a fact that all their moonshine drinks are fantastic. In fact, this is where your watermelon moonshine drink, that's your favorite drink on property.
Moonshine mash.
Maybe not favorite drink on property, but
yeah, it's pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah. I've had the Bloody Mary. They have 2 Bloody Marys here. One's like a regular Bloody Mary, and then for like $1 more, you can get the Southern Mary, which is like a meal on top. It's like a Southern meal on top of a Bloody Mary, which is pretty legit. Our friends got 2 espresso martinis, which they said were a little too sweet, but otherwise very good. So they actually ranked those pretty average, but then they got the moonshine mash.
And then there was another moonshine drink, like the white sangria, that had like the peach stuff in it anyway, and they gave both of those pretty high rankings. And so overall, they said drinks were a 4.
We agree with that. We think drinks are pretty much a 4. Also to note, if you plan on coming to Disney Springs multiple times during your trip, or you live somewhere close where you're going to be coming down to Disney Springs multiple times throughout the year, you can buy what we term a sippy cup, but basically it is a refillable squeezy bottle thing, and it comes filled up with not the moonshine mash, because that's a specialty handmade drink.
They won't fill it with that.
But they do have these moonshine beverages that are basically just batch mixed, and so they just put it under a spigot and pour it, and so you can fill it up with that for cheaper if you would like. And there's an outdoor bar, so you don't even have to have a dining reservation, so you can bring it back multiple times to Disney Springs, fill it up at the outdoor bar, and then just tour Disney Springs. Or it's a pretty good deal, actually.
Food. I mean, this is where this place shines. A lot has to do with the heavy cream and the butter.
And the cheese and the fried chicken.
But they are so good at seasoning, where you don't really, it doesn't need anything once it comes to the table. Like, they just do such a good job. And that is a good kitchen, right? That you don't have to add a bunch of stuff to your meal to make it where you want to eat it. Aiden was like, Mom, you've got to try this hush puppy like cake, because it was like it was a Hush Puppy Benedict, and so instead of the Hush Puppies being round, it was like a cake, and it was so good. Every single thing was just perfect.
For side dishes, highly, highly recommend the mac and cheese. It is definitely shareable. It is huge. It is covered in, the mac and cheese is then covered in melted cheese. Super, super rich, but very good. The grits were fantastic. Highly recommend those with or without cheese. They are both pretty good. Very good, not pretty good. And then yes, the fried chicken, do not sleep on that. Somebody at the table's gotta get that so you can just try it. But for me, I didn't want an entire plate of fried chicken. I just wanted a couple of bites, and then I wanted something a little bit lighter. So that key lime parfait was great. Your avocado toast.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
And then yeah, everybody loved like the fried chicken and eggs and gravy and the biscuits and the Hush Puppies. So good.
All that to say, I'm sure you already guessed that we've given food a 5. So if you add all that up and divide it out, it is a 4.375 out of 5. I mean, this restaurant, whether you're going for brunch, lunch, dinner, drinks, it's a winner.
And as we were checking in, some random guy, Disney Springs guest, walked up and said, "Hey, I've got a few people. Is there any chance we could get in for brunch?" And she said, "Honestly, if you can I can seat you outside if you can sit right now." He's like, "Yeah, okay, let me grab that." You can get walk-up tables. I wouldn't count on it. Like, try to get a dining reservation because that's the surefire way of not having to wait an hour or longer to get a table. But it is possible. So if you really want to eat here, definitely, I would suggest if you're going for brunch on a weekend, get there when they first. Like, we got there at
10:30.
Our reservation was at 10:30. We got there a few minutes early, and there were still plenty of tables, and she was able to seat them outside. So it's gonna be hot out there. But if you get there,
shaded.
It's shaded. If you get there right when they open up, it's an easier thing, I think, for them to slide you in.
Well, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.